Hope you had a good lunch, a nice little recess break. Um, we are doing our read aloud now, City in the Clouds, The Secrets of Droon, our book 4 in the series, and we're on chapter 5, The Guardians of Droon. So I'm excited. I think we're going to meet the Guardians today. Um, the title of the chapter kind of gives it away, right? Yeah, you can make predictions about a story based on the pictures you see or the titles that you see or things like that. So pay attention to that stuff. Um, all right, here we go. Chapter 5. In the center of the room were two 7-foot tall lizards with large heads. They stood upright, swishing their heavy tails across the tiled floor. Their short upper arms ended in 6-inch long clawed fingers. Their teeth were even longer. But the strangest part was that they were dressed in shiny green robes. Let's sneak back out, Eric said, before they see us, Julie added. But Kia walked slowly up to the creatures. Ah, said one of the dinosaurs. Princess Kia and her friends from the upper world. Welcome to the city of Ro, the other said. Eric blinked. Are you dinosaurs? Theropods, actually, one said. I'm Bodo. And I'm Vasa, said the other. We're the guardians. Bodo pulled a pair of spectacles from his robe and slipped them on. He stepped over to Neil. You must be Neil, the boy with the problem. Neil blinked. How did you know my name? Oh, here's a picture. You could see the guardians look like dinosaurs. And look at the floor with the tile and the wall that has the cool formations on the wall. The creature smiled. I was reading in the tower this morning. I knew you were coming. Then you know that Spar is here, too, Kia said, and his nins are everywhere. Vasa hissed between his teeth. Spar has come for the diamonds. He wants to harness their power for his own evil ends. Then we must hurry, Bodo said. Vasa put a claw to his chin and walked around. Neil. Yes, I see. We must find out exactly what happened the instant you became a bug. You must read what Quill has written about it in the tower memory. Who is Quill? Asked Eric. Our magic feather, Vasa said, and all of Droon's history. All that has ever happened. Quill writes it in the ancient language. He writes everything on the stones of the tower. And sometimes, Bodo said with a chuckle, Quill writes so fast he gets ahead of himself. Kia frowned. What do you mean? It was Vasa's turn to laugh. He means that Quill writes what hasn't happened yet. You mean the future? Eric asked. Oh yes, Bodo replied, but what we need now is from the past. He scribbled on a small square of paper and handed it to Neil. On the paper was a strange drawing. What is this? Neil asked. Your name in the ancient language, Bodo replied, and here are the rest of your names. So you can see there's the symbol. Kind of cool. Oh, and here's the other ones. Right up here. I wonder why having those will be helpful. The children took the papers from Bodo. He also gave them small writing tools that looked like pencils. Vasa stepped over to Kia. But you, Princess, you are here for something else. She nodded. My father and I were coming to see what you could tell us about where my mother is. We know she is alive somewhere. Vasa nodded slowly. Queen Relna is, a great ruler, as is your father, King Zello. Kia breathed deeply and continued. She fought Lord Spar at the forbidden city of Plud. She was never seen again. Princess, you must look for this symbol. Your mother's name, Relna, also this one. So, there's the two different symbols. Who is that? Julie asked. Lord Spar, Eric said, though he wasn't sure why. Am I right? Bodo and Vasa shared a look at each other, then nodded. Indeed, you are correct, Eric. Clang, boom, blam! Bodo raised his claw. Spar has entered the palace. Go to the tower quickly. Take these symbols. Read the characters next to them and bring back what you have found out. All your questions will be answered. But what about you? Kia asked. Spar will not harm us today, Vasa said. Clomp, clomp! Nins, Neil hissed. We're too late! A simple spell will help you escape capture, Vasa said. He took a book from a nearby shelf and held it open. Kia, say these words. Bodo nodded to Kia. Only a true wizard, even a young one, can perform spells. Hurry. Kia began to read. Bellow, gum. Clomp! Nin's footsteps echoed just outside. Pello, mum. What's going to happen? Julie asked. Rello, hum. Foot, boomf, pa! The room filled with thick blue smoke just as the doors blasted open. Light from a dozen blazing torches filled the room. Nin warriors entered and grabbed Bodo and Vasa roughly. Then the doorway filled with a dark shape. Lord Spar entered. Eric expected the sorcerer to start screaming. He'd tossed the kids off the flying city. Splat! Spar strode over to Eric and his friends. My noble warriors, Spar boomed. How does the battle go? Eric blinked. He gasped. Then he looked over at Neil and Julie. He nearly choked when he saw their faces. They were thick and red. Their cheeks were all puffy. They growled with angry looks. Then he looked down at himself. Ugh! He grunted. Eric and his friends were Nins. Yuck. The next chapter is called Working for Lord Spar.